So we are discussing this lecture 9 on the topic rasa. This paragraph 14 to 17, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, and Vishwanath Thakur is taking this topic of rasa here. This is almost the end of the book, and yeah, 14 to 17, yeah, I think. Yeah, I think we'll talk about rasa in the next lecture also. But here he is saying, Vishwanath Thakur is defining what is rasa just in one line. And this is a very beautiful definition. By the way, I think this this definition of rasa, yeah, this is from Nectar of Devotion. He directly takes from there, and he says that what is rasa. He also gives his own definition. He says, Vibhicharena sthai bhav poshaka bhav kadachit kaha. He says when sattvic bhav, anubhav, vibhav and vyabhichari bhav, they mix together, then they produce a kind of enjoyment in the soul which is called rasa. That's what Vishwanath Thakur says. It's exactly according to what Rupa Goswami explains, but he has put it very nicely just in one line. But sattvic anubhav, vibhav anubhav, sattvic bhav, vyabhichari bhav milanena raso bhavati. These sattvic bhav, vibhav, anubhav and vyabhichari bhav, when they mix, that is rasa. Now what are these? And Vishwanath Thakur explains this in one line very easily. And so he says vibhav means vibhav means this vibhav has two sections, alamban and udipan, which Rupa Goswami explains in very detail, but Vishwanath Thakur has explained just in 4 lines. He says vibhav has two, alamban, udipan. Alamban means where devotion rests, where this bhava is resting. Where is bhava is resting? In Krishna and in devotees. Alamban. Alamban means support. In Sanskrit, our waist is called alamban because our body is supported on the waist, isn't it? So if you break the waist, person will fall down. Back on the back. Body supported on the back when we stand. So the back of bhava. So we have been discussing bhava bhakti. Now the question is where this bhava lies. So he says, okay, vibhav, it lies in Krishna and devotees. And how this bhava is excited, which is called uddipan, by seeing the flute of Krishna in Madhurya bhav, in Vatsalya bhav, by seeing Krishna's small feet, in Sakhya bhav, by seeing Krishna's fighting, for example, all these uddipan are there. This is called vibhav. And then there is sattvic bhav. Sattvic bhav refers to 8 symptoms, symptoms in the body, just like tears, standing of hairs on end, changing of color of the body, falling unconscious, like this. All these symptoms are sattvic vikar, which doesn't only affect your body, but it affects your heart. And then you have anubhav. Anubhav means dancing. Anubhav means because of sattvic bhav, you're dancing, you are sometimes, he says, like for example dancing, he gives this example of dancing. And then you have vyabhichari bhav. Vyabhichari bhav means emotions of anger sometimes, emotions of sadness. He quotes a Nirved, emotions of glani, and of these he mentions 3 important vyabhichari bhav. Vyabhichari bhav are like waves. Devotees have different emotions, and these are different emotions he mentions. And he's mentioning 3 very important emotions which devotees experience as they are practicing devotion. One is Nirved. And he defines Nirved as Atmaninda. A devotee is always criticizing himself and praising others. Another is Vishad. Vishad means Anutapta. Anutapta means a devotee is always externally he is happy, but internally he is happy, but externally he is sad that with a fear that I might lose Krishna, I might lose devotees. And the third is Dainyam. Dainyam is a very nice definition Vishwanath Thakur gives here. Dainya means Atma Ayogya Buddhi. A devotee thinks, I am not qualified to get darshan of Krishna. I am not qualified to get prasadam. I am not qualified to get association of such nice devotees. So this is called Vyabhichari Bhav. And then there is fifth, there is Sthai Bhav. This four bhavas, and fifth Sthai Bhav. Sthai Bhav means what is his relationship with Krishna in Vatsalya, Madhurya, Sakhe, whatever it is. And when all these five mix, then it produces rasa. So this he defines. This is defined extensively by Rupa Goswami, by Krishna. Vishwanath Thakur defines here. But Vishwanath Thakur gives an insight here now. And so as I told, this book is for fighting Sahajiyas. It's a small book, small weapon, but with a lot of power, which can kill wrong misconceptions. So he says, you see, this rasa this rasa or this sattvic bhav specifically, they can be imitated by people. So for example, you go to Bengal, you go to Vrindavan, you will find people chanting kirtans, they will be dancing, they will be experiencing anubhav, dancing in ecstasy, or they will be showing sattvic bhav, they will have tears, they'll roll on ground, they'll sometimes become unconscious. These are called Sahajiyas. So he says, these Sahajiyas, so what are they experiencing? Are they experiencing real sattvic bhav? Are they experiencing rasa in their heart? He says no. He says these people, they have practiced weeping, practiced becoming unconscious. And he says these people who has done abhyas of weeping, they are not experiencing real rasa, they are experiencing nihi sattva. They are not experiencing sattvic bhav or rasa, they are experiencing ni sattva. Ni sattva means they are not experiencing real rasa, they are experiencing fake rasa, they have practiced it. And then there are people who don't have bhava in their heart. But nevertheless, sometimes, you see sometimes even new devotees, when they are chanting, they start weeping, they get tears. So if you chant many rounds, you sometimes might get tears. Or maybe some neophyte, he might go to Vrindavan, he might see Krishna and suddenly the altar opens and they get tears and hair stands on end. I have seen devotees, very new devotees, who get darshan and they become unconscious also. Sometimes happens. So how this is happening? Without bhava, Vishwanath Thakur saying, people who are bhav shunya, who don't have bhava in their heart, how can we tell? We can tell because their sadhana is not paripakva, for example. Or we can tell just by talking to them, their conception is not right. So these people, what they are experiencing? They are experiencing ruksha. Vishwanath Thakur is introducing these terms. They are experiencing ruksha bhav, dry bhav. It's not juicy bhav, it's dry, it will come and go. And the Mayavadis and Karmi, they also show sometimes these kind of symptoms. What they are showing abhas, rasa abhas, bhav abhas. And then sometimes you can see this bhava in Mayavadis who are dveshi, who are envious of Krishna. But so what they are experiencing, they are experiencing a bhava which is called pratiptaha. So these terms Vishwanath Thakur is introducing, and he wants to convey this message. Don't get confused. These sattvic bhav, anubhav, they can be imitated very easily, or even new person can experience, or even totally non-devotee can experience. But it's not real. The whole idea in this book, Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, Vishwanath Thakur wants to give us discrimination, vivek, to understand what is true, what is false. And that is called Vaishnavism. A Vaishnav without, a Gaudiya Vaishnav specifically, without discrimination is not a Gaudiya Vaishnav. We should know which devotee is at what level. That's very important, to avoid wrong association and to take higher association, and to help those who are not on that level. That's the whole idea. So this is what he discusses about rasa here, and he makes very important points so that we don't get confused when we talk of rasa, and we are able to identify what is true rasa and what is false rasa. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada.